Hi, I'm Daphne Richards. Our question this week is on moving roses. When's the right time? Well, as most other rose chores, such as pruning and planting, late winter is a good time for moving them to other areas of your garden, if you need to. I had to move my roses just last year after I discovered that I needed about a foot more space for drainage from my roof into the rose bed. And moving roses is no small task. Even after having only been in the ground for a year, my roses were a bear to dig up. The main roots were already over an inch in diameter, making them very difficult to pull up, and I ended up needing to cut a couple of them. Many plants would not have tolerated this abuse, but my roses bounced right back and reestablished very quickly. Since they're so tough, if you have to move roses at other times of year, they'll likely do fine, although maybe not recover quite as quickly as during cooling times of year. But it's best to avoid moving them in the summer, as it is with most plants. Summer's too stressful already without adding the added stress of having life-giving roots torn apart. If you want to add a little compost to your new rose bed, go ahead and do that, but avoid fertilizing until the plants are growing again. It's best to go ahead and do your normal pruning before moving your roses. That makes it easier to grab a hold of the beefier stems when you're trying to uproot it. And do your best to hold the plant at the base if you need to work your way under it while digging. Smaller stems may break and create wounds for insects and diseases to invade. Our plant this week is also a rose, and one of my very favorite types, a David Austin rose. David Austin's a rose breeder from England, and over the years, he and his team have bred countless gorgeous rose cultivars. David Austin roses are also known as English roses, and they combine the best of antique roses with the best modern rose characteristics. Many of them have so many petals that they look more like peonies than roses. And the colors are amazing, from deepest crimson reds to delicate creamy apricots and everything in between. Although not all are fragrant, many of them are, and amazingly so. My favorite and my pick this week is Sharifa Asma, which is a real stunner in my garden. Sharifa Asma is a prolific bloomer, so prolific in fact that I have a hard time finding a window to prune it when I won't be shearing off precious buds. And although I'm sure there are more fragrant roses out there, Sharifa Asma belongs on any list of most fragrant. I often take bouquets to my office, and colleagues from 10 yards down the hall always wander down to ask what that fabulous fragrance is. English roses sometimes get a bad rap for being a little finicky and having some issues that make them problematic, and I'm sure that's true of many cultivars, so be sure to do your homework on each particular rose before you plant. Or just be willing to take a shot on a stunning beauty that you just can't resist and see what happens. With so many roses out there, nurseries can't possibly carry them all, so you'll likely need to shop for many of the David Austin roses online. You can either order from David Austin Roses directly, they have a nursery in Tyler, or from specialty rose nurseries. You'll likely have a choice of grafted or own root plants, and I think you'll have better luck with those that are on their own roots. Our viewer picture of the week is another fabulous rose, Cremoisie Supérieure. Viewer Janet Riley has found that with just a little extra soil preparation, roses perform as well as the tough natives in her garden. This week in your garden, begin preparing the soil for spring planting. We'd love to hear from you, so please visit klru.org/ctg to send us your questions and plants from your garden.